Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll continue on with our next multiplayer matchup. I'm going to be playing as the Tau, and we're going to be going against the Tyranids. It's an Exterminatus map with 2,000 points, 80-point target, unlimited turns, and we are going to be playing on the new Firecast Outpost map. I've actually not played a mission on this map yet, so it'll be interesting to see what it all includes here. I'm going to try to do kind of a heavy flamer build with some stealth suits and snipers, because I think that could be heavily effective against the Tyranid, so we'll see how this ends up going here. So I've got our commander, the two cadre fireblades to buff our guys, an ethereal, a pathfinder team, fire warriors, two stealth suits, two ghost Neil battle suits because they'll have the flamers, and then the two broadsides here. So all these things should work to our advantage here. And these pathfinders actually do crazy range damage, especially if you're overcharging them. And then you can buff them further with the cadres to get additional attacks. So you can do some real fun things here.
On our way. Repositioning.
Now what I didn't realize when I was deploying these guys is that this was a blocked pathway there.
What troubles you?
So that's actually getting into our way with deploying our forces here, because ideally you'd want to have everybody close together so everybody can start getting the evasion and HP bonuses going.
Moving to position.
So what I can do is just run you up here. Because ideally, like I said, you'd really want to have this on these suits and things too, because once they go and get stealthed in, they're not going to get buffed anymore, because it's really, I want to use them as a scout unit, and I want to have the broadsides be on Overwatch, because they have such a good chance of hitting, even without getting buffed, that they can do major damage against enemy units. So he moved his units around. You can see that he's got his Hive Tyrant here, which is excellent because he's crazy expensive, and I should easily be able to snipe this guy with the forces I have. So I could use the Seeker unit, but I don't think there's really any reason for me to do that, to be honest, especially because I have these things here. So let's hit him. 100% chance. Yep, almost 200.
Artillery standing by.
Almost, and so he's down to 70-some health. Now here's where I make some mistakes on this play, is I want to be like, oh, I want to kill this freaking Hive Tyrant. So I run these guys down here to for sure get some kills. But it's like, oh, well, you're out of range, because I could also kill the Hive Tyrant with the rockets, but why don't I just kill the gargoyles to get that obstruction out of the way? Or use these pathfinders, which could easily snipe this Hive Tyrant down. But instead I think, oh, well, I can run the fire team up here, and then they can use their accuracy boost with their marker lights. So I start to overextend a little bit here, much more than I need to. But it's like, alright. So now he's been marker lighted. And what I should do is just use the missiles to clear out those gargoyles. That would increase this guy's attack range significantly, and they would have got the kill here. Or I could have just used the freaking pathfinders. That's the whole reason I brought them down with me, was to do things like this, but I just totally forgot that I had them, because it had been some time since I had played this match, so I had forgot what forces I actually had with me.
Pushing forward.
And so we're able to take these guys out. So now, like I said, I would have had nice open view, or I could have just used the pathfinders and got the kill, and then these guys wouldn't have been overextended, because the big thing is I need to be able to kite the forces here. So what I end up doing is like, well, I can maybe stealth field some of these guys, or try to snipe them down with my cadres. so I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do here, but I instead ended up using this camouflage field. Like, well, I can get all the way down here, so with this guy, I should easily be able to get the shot. And I do, so he's down. So now I've already taken out 23% of his forces, and he's barely able to see my forces. So this is excellent reason why you want to be very careful about bringing Hive Tyrants against Tyranids, because they will be able, or against Tyranids, bring Hive Tyrants against Tau, because they will make you suffer if they can snipe your guys like this. And it's like he's got a Gene Stealer that Hive Tyrant was his HQ unit, so now he's not going to get any command points for the 23% of his forces that have been killed. So it looks like he's got his Broodlord there, and he also has a Prime back there, so I do need to give that some respect. He's not going to quite be able to get enough guys forward here with his Venom Thropes to hit me, but he does have enough where I think, well, maybe I should be bringing these guys down here, because the Prime will be able to close the distance, and I don't want him charging in and killing my units here. So maybe we just set up a bunch of Overwatches in case he tries to expose them and then gets a charge attack. Because if I can suppress him, then I can for sure kill him if he's stuck into this big open area here. Now it looks like there's a big pathway here that's obstructing his ability to run in. So we'll just set one here in case he tries to bring the gargoyles over.
Artillery standing by.
And we can just set you guys up with your pulse carbines. Because what I don't want is for them to
confirmed. The trap is set.
I serve the greater good.
close the distance too much on me here and start poisoning all my people. And then if the breachers are close enough, like I said, they can be counter melee.
I found your team on the move.
And they can then also be in position to throw their grenades down on everybody else and lower their evasion and accuracy, allowing everybody else to get a better chance of hitting.
To the front line.
And the cadres are not good at sniping down these multi-person, or I should say multi-model squads here. As you can see, they're good at really doing armor-piercing damage against, you know, heroes, vehicles, and then buffing your guys up. Not really with how I have them used here.
Pushing forward.
We'll bring these guys up here to just kind of counterattack anybody that may run up here. And we'll get the other one up here to start getting into position to do some other shots here. Try to kill some additional models, so that way if he runs up to soak up some of this Overwatch, we can hopefully get some kills. And then I would like my commander to be up here too, so he can start buffing
Moving to position.
What troubles you?
the damage and the Overwatch of everybody else that's around there. So we'll put you onto Overwatch.
For Viola.
I am here.
And we've got these guys here. So now we just gotta see how he closes the distance and if we're gonna be able to kite and do a bunch of damage to him. Because it looks like he mostly has going with the swarm tactics build.
They will never see it coming.
So he's charging up. Alright. Another one's down. He tries to get his venom throats up there, but realizes they're too far away. Now, interestingly, he is like splitting his forces, so he's obviously pushing these guys up as far as he can go. He's throwing down their toxic presence here. So if my guys get in there, he'll do damage. He's attacking with the Tormagants, but he's still got all these other forces here, so it's like he didn't maximize the swarm tactics, unfortunately. And he's got a bunch of Hormagants over here, which I think are actually going to be very good against Tau, because they're going to have both armor piercing and do a lot of damage against infantry. Gene Stealers can be good, especially with their movement. He's got the Thorn back here, but it's too blocked up, so he couldn't get it into combat. And then he left his Tyranid warriors in the back instead of using them to try to get some synapse bonuses. Same with his Prime and his Broodlord, and then the Broodlord obviously could have used his abilities to cancel out some Overwatch and do some ranged attacks. So there's things that definitely could have been done, but I found he just ended up rage quitting. In fact, I had a couple of matches against this guy and he rage quitted pretty much all of them. And I will find that the Tau seemed to cause more rage quitting across the board than any other faction that I've played with. I think they just get really frustrate people because they have such long ranges. So I suspect some of their guys are going to probably are a little too overtuned because they're, balanced and good against everything. And a couple of things, I really think the Breachers, the stealth teams, are probably a little bit too overtuned. The commander's pretty good. Now, if you could limit it to like one commander, then I think you could keep them like as one big super buffer damage dealer, but if you bring multiple commanders out, then he seems like he's a little hard to kill unless you have super good anti-heavies like your Locust Heavy Destroyers or your Hellblasters, things like that. I do wonder, and I haven't tried yet, if the Hive Guards with their Electro Cannon or whatever it's called will do a shit ton of damage against the Tau vehicles. I assume since they explode, they're put under vehicles, but I also know like the Invictus Warsuit wasn't coded as a vehicle for a long period of time, so it wasn't doing the proper damage to them. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to playing around with. I do wonder if maybe the Broadside should have their range nerfed a little bit. And let me know what you guys think about some of these proposed changes, because one thing I find is since they have this great range, I find that most people don't want to bring out the Hammerhead gunship because they're like, well, why am I going to pay all this extra points for this gunship that's going to have one attack plus a really weak close range attack when I can just bring a broadside for less cost, has same range, pretty comparable damage, and especially if they get buffed, and then they have a rocket attack that happens. So I wish if they're just, the Hammerheads had the range of 10, the broadsides had a range of, I don't know, 7, 8. Maybe that would make people use the Hammerheads a little bit more, because I'd like to see encouragement and force selection to create a lot more different builds, and I find that most people, there's kind of only 2 builds that people are using currently with the Tau. But this was a good the reason I uploaded this rage quit episode is I think especially if you're playing Exterminatus, you need to be extremely cautious with your Prime if you're going to bring it, because it's such a high value target, and because you can buff your Tau so easily to snipe out that target, I don't know if it's safe to bring that unit with you, which is a shame because he has amazing buffs for your forces, but definitely very easy to kill. And then for my recommendations for the other player, if you're going to use swarm tactics, you gotta swarm me. You can't be sitting back here. Now this is a tough map with it because there's multiple choke points, and that's like the absolute worst thing you'd want with me bringing flamers and then you using swarm tactics. But if you would have had more guys together, you would have buffed the damage, had those synapses going up, the accuracy would have been up, but yeah, it would have been brutal. So the following turn you would have got absolutely destroyed, but then from there you should have been able to close the distance, especially with your Hormagaunts, and I think you would have started doing pretty good damage. Now because I took out that prime or the Hive Tyrant so early, I would have probably gone into my favor, because just in that first turn I'm already over 25% of the way to 100-point victory, and we're only going to 80. So that definitely was a painful lesson for you. And then if I would have been able to flame and take out those Venom Thropes and some of these other weaker tier units, I would have tore apart that front line. But live and learn, I guess. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encouraging me to post more content for you. Have a great day.